Hey everybody, what's up? What's going on? Tamale here, and I am finally back with another Let's Play, The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. This game is amazing, the best out of the entire series by far. This series is going to start off with a couple tutorial videos before I get into the actual Let's Play. A lot of people that end up playing Morrowind heard about it from Skyrim or Oblivion if they played it, and they play the game, and they don't like it because they have no idea what they're doing. There's no quest markers, they probably made their character improperly, and they get nowhere with it, and they die a whole bunch of times, and they rage quit. So I'm going to show you guys how to make a decent character, get some good starting gear, and then I'll go and do a whole bunch of dungeons and maybe do some of the main quests and so forth. So let's get on with the new character. Gonna skip the cutscene, not gonna be a really big deal. We start off here on a boat.
There you go. You were dreaming. What's your name?
First off, pick our character name, obviously. I'm gonna go with something that's, I don't know, just me being me, I suppose. Juan Sanchez Villalobos Ramirez.
Well,
because
last night's
Highlander
storm
was a
could
great
wake
movie,
you.
and if you haven't watched it, you should
I
go
heard
watch
them
it.
say we've reached Morrowind. I'm sure they'll let us go.
Man, these models are amazing.
Quiet.
Right.
Here comes the guard.
This is where you get off. Come with me.
Yep, pretty simple. Move. Come on. Out of my way. Gotta follow this guy up here. Get over to the entrance of the ship. Open the hatch up to Satanin, where we start the game. Now,
this is where they want you. Head down to the
Frame rate
dock and I'll
issues.
show you to the census
that's
office.
fast for you.
You
Okay.
finally arrived, but our records don't
So,
show from where.
first part of building your character properly is going to be picking your race. Now, for the purposes of this video, it doesn't really matter what race you go with, but, I mean, you could go with Dark Elf, High Elf, what elf you want, but I'm going to be a Red Guard. Red Guards start off with a bonus 15 in Long Blade, decent in heavy armor and so forth, but the big thing is that the resist disease, resist poison, and the adrenaline rush. Now, the bonuses that the adrenaline rush gives is going to be really good for taking on enemies that are really tough early on in the game. By buffing these things, makes your character pretty tanky. And the resist disease and poison, obviously, that's always a really good thing. Can change your character appearance a little bit. Obviously, this game came out in 2002, so, I mean, the customization features aren't that of Skyrim's, if that's something you played, but that's what my character's going to look like. Going to be a Red Guard.
Great. I'm sure you'll fit right in. Follow me up to the
gotta
office
go
and
up
they'll
to
finish
the
your release.
Census office, and that's where we'll make our class. The class is where it really becomes important for making your character.
Head on in.
A lot of people mess up here. They'll pick one of the pre-generated classes, which are garbage, or they'll try and make their own and they just won't do it right.
Ah, yes, we've been expecting you. You'll have to be recorded before you're officially released. There are a few ways we can do this, and the choice is yours.
Yes. Now, you can answer questions, which makes it fun, I guess, if you want. The class list, once again, like I said, not very good. We're going to do with custom class because that's the best. This class I'm going to call Paladin because, well, it's going to be a combat class, long blades, heavy armor, and some magic. So, really, the name doesn't matter, but specialization is going to be combat. That's really important. And the favorite attributes. I'm going to go with strength and endurance. Start with strength. Affects your health. How much you can carry is a really big part in your fatigue. Obviously, it also does melee damage. For this character, that's going to be super duper important. The fatigue, also very important. You need fatigue for literally everything you do. The game is built on an RNG system, and we want to give ourselves the best chances with that RNG, even though it's probably going to screw us over anyways. Strength, really important. Damage you do in melee. Health, want lots of health for this character, that's going to be a key thing. Intelligence determines your magicka. Willpower is for resisting and more fatigue. Agility determines your chance to hit in combat and your chance to dodge. Also, again, your fatigue. You can see that's a pretty big thing. You want lots of fatigue for any kind of character. Speed determines how fast you move. Also going to be pretty important considering the base walking speed in this game, as you probably have already seen, is extremely slow. Although we'll be getting an item in the game that'll really help us out with that pretty early on, actually. Endurance also affects your health and fatigue once again. We're going to want a really good endurance. Gives us lots and lots of health. Personality, not too important. Makes people like you more. It's meh. Luck, I don't really care for luck much. It gives you a little teeny bit of boost on everything you do. Not important. Major skills. We're going to want to go with Long Blade. Heavy Armor. We want to go with Armorer. The order of these, I don't believe it actually has an effect, but I don't know. I like to have it in a certain order. Long Blade, Heavy Armor, Armor, Athletics, and Restoration. That's a pretty big, important set of skills. Long Blade, because that's the type of weapon we'll be using. Heavy Armor, because all the best armors in the game are the Daedric armors, more or less, and those are all heavy. Armorer, because we want to be able to repair our armor while we're playing. Athletics, better for swimming and running. Running specifically makes us run faster with higher athletics. Restoration, because we'll want to be able to heal ourselves. Minor, we're going to want to have mysticism. We're also going to want to have acrobatics for jumping. We're going to want to have blocking, because we will be using shields. Ooh, frame rate drop there. Block. I'm actually going to switch restoration with block, because I've decided that I want to change that. Having block in a major skill, I guess. This over here, we're going to want mercantile for better selling prices. And we're going to want security, maybe. I suppose the minor skills aren't too big of a deal. Really, this is where you can go into what you like. You can pick another spell. Maybe you want to do some destruction spells with this character. This character is going to start off with heavy armor and long blades, but even if you go with this will help you with the early game, and the way leveling up works, you can train yourself through trainers and level up the other skills to whatever level you want with the amount of money we're going to get. So you really can play this character any way you want, but for a starting base, this is what we're going to want. I suppose I can also grab medium armor, because there are some medium armors that we may want. The major skills are what are really going to matter here, and having mysticism and restoration. These three don't really matter too much. You can have whatever you want.
Very good. The letter that preceded, you mentioned you were born under a certain sign. And what would that be?
Okay, star signs. If you've played Skyrim, these are standing stones that you can activate, and in Oblivion they have a similar effect. Most of these, completely useless. Most of them have non-long-lasting effects. They'll help you in the early game, but they won't really do much for you late game. The Lord, as an example, has a pretty crappy heal spell and a weakness to fire. Why would you ever want that? The weakness to fire is just going to screw you up late game, and then restore health 2 points for 30 seconds is, well, overall 60 hit points. That's not that good. The ones that are really good, there's Warrior, which will give you attack, which will help you hit. That's not bad. The Thief, Sanctuary, 10 points, makes it harder for you to be hit. Also, early game, meh. Steed, for fortifying speed, 25 points, that's really good. But we're going to be getting an item pretty early on that'll help us run super fast anyways, so that won't be a big deal. What we're going to go with is the Lady. Fortifies personality, 25 points, and endurance, 25 points. That's really important. The 25 points on endurance is really key. That'll help us have much higher fatigue and much higher hit points, which will make our character way stronger. Lady, practically a broken star sign. That's the one you always want to go with.
Interesting. Now, before I stamp these papers, make sure this information is correct.
Okay, so we start off with 60 hit points. That may not seem like a lot if you've played other RPGs, but in this game, starting off with 60 hit points is monstrous. That is really good. And 215 fatigue, also extremely good. because we are a red guard, our long blade is at 50 points. If we had gone with, say, a dark elf, it would have only been 40. So having that 50 points in long blade is going to make us really powerful offensively. The rest of these don't matter. The rest of this, starting off with 85 endurance, really is what is helping our health. 60 in strength, also really good. The 55 in personality. That'll make it really easy for people to like us, which means better prices in stores. Always want that. Alright. Now,
Show your papers to the captain when you exit.
pick up our papers. Just hit take. Easy way to make money in this game. Early on right here, you can steal this right here, the limeware platter. It's worth 650 gold. Normally if you pick it up, that guard will come over to you and he'll try and arrest you. Because you're in the tutorial, you don't actually go to jail or anything like that or have to pay a fine. He just takes the item away. But if we go over here, we pick it up, we open up our inventory, and grab this, and we can put it right back on the shelf.
Continue through to the next building and talk to
we say bye,
Celisgravius.
and we pick it back up. Ta-da! Pretty neat. Now, we're going to come back here in a second and loot all this stuff. But there's something else we need to do first. We're going to come out here. We're going to go over to this barrel and grab this ring. The ring itself isn't very good, but you need to pick it up because it's part of the magic tutorial. It has a really bad healing spell on it. We're actually going to get rid of that pretty soon. We're going to go in here. We're going to put the limeware platter on the ground and the ring on the ground because we're going to be stealing something else as well. We're going to come over here. Celisgravius here, standing here.
Please.
And there's a key right here, the warehouse key. You're going to be really quick with this. I'm actually going to save. Right, can't save. Normally you'd want to try and save, but going to be really quick here. You're going to pick it up and quickly right-click. Hopefully I can get this right on the first time. Nice, I did it. So you pick it up and you drop it.
You've stolen for the last time.
He gets all mad. You pick it up. No consequence. Just like with the limeware platter. That key is going to help us get into the warehouse inside of Satanin, which will have a bunch of stuff we can steal, and it's really good. Now, I'm going to pick up this lockpick here. This is all the tutorial items. Steal that. Really, you can steal all of this stuff, and we're going to be selling it. Steal this book. Open it up. We're going to equip the lockpick on our character. Press F to take it out, and just click on the chest to try and unlock it. Eventually, we should, if the RNG likes us, unlock this chest like that. And it has some money in it. Next, we're going to come down here, and there's some stuff down here. Most of the time, there's not going to be anything in here, but if we get lucky, we may run into a specific alchemy ingredient in here, because this is all randomly generated, this part. I don't think I did. And no, you can find Drew wax in there, which is worth 100 gold pieces, and that's really good to sell to get some money early on. Fortunately not. And that's basically it for the tutorial. Yeah. Oh, right, yeah. Duh. Have to go talk to Celisgravius here. Ask him about Morrowind. Ask him about our duties. Tells us we have to go talk to Caius Cosades, and gives us some money. We're not going to do that right away. In fact, we're probably not going to do that for quite some time. But, yeah. I'm going to leave this episode here, and next time I will come back and we will loot the warehouse right here, actually, and do a couple other things around Satanin, and yeah, see you guys on the next episode.